What's going on, everybody? This is going to be a tutorial how to get Reshade working in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Windows Story Edition. Okay, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Windows Story Edition, not the Steam version, but the Windows Store version. All right, without further ado, I'm not going to waste any time. I already recorded this tutorial once, but it was fairly long, and I'm trying to shorten it up a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. Go into the settings on YouTube and slow it down some. Alright, but I'm not trying to drag it out like I did the last time. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. The only thing I do want to mention is that in order for this to work, you will need to be logged in on your computer as an administrator because you're going to need administrative rights and privileges. If you're not, this is not going to work. Alright? Alright, so let's get started. Go to the first link in the description. It's going to take you to MediaFire. We want to download the Reshade Uwp Zip. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and download that. Be careful of the ads. Alright, so we got the Reshade Uwp Zip right there. The next one is going to be a link for 7-zip. I recommend you download it even if you have another zip file manager so you can follow along exactly as I'm doing. Okay, so go ahead and hit download 64-bit. Download the exe for it. Okay, go to the next link. This is Reshade's main website, reshade.me. Go ahead and hit download. It's going to take you down to the bottom of the page. Go ahead and hit download to Reshade 4.9.1, which is the most recent release. If you go to the next link in the description, it's going to take you to PCGamingWiki.com. We're going to download a few more repositories. It's going to give you guys some better effects, okay? So we want the Quint one, code, download zip. The next one we're going to get, ashtray effects, download zip. The next one we're going to get, FX shaders, go back to code, download zip. Alright, and now there's one more thing we're going to need. Go to the next final link in the description. It's going to take you to a GitHub. It's not Reshade's main GitHub page, but it's one of their, their sub pages or whatever. And we're just going to go to code once again and hit download. So you should have downloaded a total of 6 things. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our download folder. And we're just going to copy these, which I'm going to cut them, and I'm just going to place them on my desktop. Alright, the only one we need to be concerned about right now is the Reshade UWP folder. These other ones we're not worried about right now, okay? So I'm just going to move those off to the side. Okay, but before we get started with doing anything with the folders and stuff, I'm going to show you guys how to gain access to the Windows Apps folder, which you're going to need to do. Okay? By default, you're not going to be able to you're not allowed in the Windows Apps folder. Alright, and in order to find that, it's going to be on the same drive where you have the sim installed. Okay, but you need to find the Windows Apps folder. So whatever drive you have Windows Flight Simulator 2020 installed, go to it and find the Windows Apps folder. You may need to hit View and hit Show Hidden Items. Alright, you may need to do that, you may not. But you need to find the Windows Apps folder, okay? When you try to go into there the first time, it's not going to let you. It's going to come up with a warning saying you don't have permission to go into this folder and see what's in it, pretty much, okay? But I'm going to show you how to fix that. So what we're going to do is once you find the Windows Apps folder, we're going to right click, Properties. We're going to go into the Security tab. We're going to go down towards the bottom right hand side where it says Advanced. We're going to click it. We're going to hit Change. And in here, you're going to want to type in the name, the username of the profile that you're on. My first name is Christian, so that's what I'm typing in. And I'm going to hit Check Names. And it's going to bring up this right here. This is just like the name that Windows gives your desktop, and then it has backslash my username. And then all you want to do is hit OK. Next thing, you want to hit Replace Owner on Sub Containers and Objects. And you want to tick the box at the bottom where it says replace all child object permission entries with inheritable permission entries from this object. And just hit apply. Sorry for the pings. It's going to come up with a few things, you know, just hit yes, hit continue, whatever you got to do to get through that. All right. All right. So now when you double click on the Windows apps folder, you should be allowed inside of it. Okay. All right. So we can go ahead and close that down now. All right. So now the next thing that you guys want to do is you want to extract the Reshade UWP zip. Okay. So I'm going to right click. Hopefully you guys downloaded 7-zip. If you didn't, you may want to so you can follow me exactly. Okay. But you want to right click on the zip, go down to 7-zip, and you want to extract to. All right. So it's going to extract that zip and it's going to show you the folder that's inside. Okay. All right. So with that folder extracted, we're going to go to the same drive where your Windows apps folder is. Okay. And you have the sim installed. And we're going to right click folder. We're going to make 2 folders here. One, we're just going to name Reshade. And one where you're going to name Reshade. It's got to be spelled this exact way. Capital E or capital R lowercase e capital S. The rest of shade in lowercase. UWP in caps. Dash Microsoft Flight Sim abbreviated in all caps 2020. Alright, so this is what we're going to do now. That folder that you just extracted, we're going to go into it. We're going to copy these contents. We're going to go into this folder, the UWP folder that we just made, and just paste those, okay? Alright, so now the next step is we might as well do this. Go into the Reshade folder that you just made, and you want to copy the 3 repositories that we just downloaded. So it would be the Blue Sky Defender, the Quint Master Zip, and the FX shaders. And we're just going to move those in there, okay? We don't need this anymore. And we don't need this one anymore. We still need the Reshade Master Zip in this right here, okay? But for now, we're just going to extract each and every single one of these. Alright, so we'll do each one of these individually. Right click, 7-zip, extract to, whatever the name of that folder is. Alright, and then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go back into the Reshade UWP folder. You want that open, okay? The Reshade UWP Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 folder. We're going to right click on the Reshade Setup exe, go down to 7-zip, open archive, and we just want to replace this reshade64.dll with the one that's in the Reshade Master zip folder, see? So what we're going to do is we're just going to move this over. You want to hit yes, replace the file, excuse me, and that just updated your Reshade to the most recent release, which is 4.9.1. Alright, so you can close that, close that. We don't need the Reshade one anymore. Actually, we don't need any of this anymore. We can go ahead and delete all of that. And the next thing you want to do is you want to extract this one. Alright, so we have that. We'll go into here and you want to copy the textures and shaders folders. Alright, copy those. Go back into your Reshade UWP folder that you created and paste those 2 folders in there. Okay, so now we can delete this stuff. We're all done with as far as stuff that we downloaded. Alright? Alright, so here's what you need to do next. You need to go into your search bar in Windows and start typing in Windows, and you'll see Windows PowerShell. You don't want the PowerShell ISE. We'll be using it later, but we don't need that one right now. We need the Windows PowerShell. I'm going to right click on it and then run as administrator, okay? I like to do anything of that sort as an admin. Alright, so if you go back to the description, you're going to get the first command that's down there, okay? It's going to be for Windows PowerShell. We're going to copy and we're going to paste. The only thing you need to do in here is you need to use your arrow keys and go over here. You want to erase from this backslash to the other backslash. So where it says your username, you want to delete all of that in between those two backslashes, and you just simply just want to type in your username. Mine's Christian. Once again, that's my first name. That's all you need to do. Go ahead and hit enter, and you'll see here in a second that it's going to make a folder is going to pop up on your desktop, or a file I should say. I'm sorry. Alright, so there it is, Windows, or the UWP apps list text document, text folder, or file I should say, I'm sorry. Alright, so you're going to want to go into there, and we're going to just go to edit, find, and all you need to do in here is just type in flight. It's going to have to be, well, you're going to have to capitalize the F. So we'll just type in flight, we'll hit enter. Alright, so now it's going to find this right here. This has everything to do with your simulator. Alright, and we need this right here. Well, this is what you want to focus on. Yours is probably going to be different. The random letters, random letter to numbers. Guys, pretty sure you guys heard that with dealing with your community folder. Okay. Alright, so we can minimize that for now. Excuse me. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to go back to the search bar and start typing in Windows once again. But this time, instead of the Windows PowerShell, we want the Windows PowerShell ISE. We're going to right click, run as administrator. You don't want to be down here in the blue. You want to be up here in the white area where where you can make scripts and stuff. Okay. We're going to make a script that's going to open Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and inject Reshade. All right. This is what we're going to do. The commands you're going to need will be in the description. Just follow along, guys. Okay. First one we're going to put in is CD /. That's all you need to type. Just copy and paste it. Hit enter. The next one, the second line, the second command is going to be whatever drive you have those two folders that you made, the Reshade folder and the Reshade UWP 2020 folder, and your Windows apps. Whatever drive that's on, mine's on D, you're going to put in the second one. So you're going to put D, like mine's on D, so I'm going to put D:, enter. That's all you need to do. Alright? The next line is going to be in the description. I'm going to go ahead and copy it, paste it. You don't need to change anything in here. See, that's that folder we made. And you notice there's a D right there. This D matches that D. Okay, those things need to be the same. So if you created your, if you download a Flight Simulator on F, for example, this needs to be F and that needs to be F. But mine is on D, so I'm going to change it back. Okay? And that's it. That's it for there. Just go ahead and hit enter. Next one, you're not going to have to change. Just go ahead and grab it, copy it from the description. Just go ahead and hit enter. That's the fourth command. And the next one, go ahead, copy and paste it. We don't need a sixth line. So for right here, you're going to have to do something though. You're going to want to delete from this backslash right there. Just go ahead and delete that, and I need to put a backslash. I'm sorry. Alright, so it's going to end with apps folder /, and you need to go into that UWP apps list, and you need to copy the package family name. Alright, see where it says package family name? We need to go ahead and copy this right here. Yours is probably going to be different than mine. So we're just going to go ahead and copy. Right click, paste, and at the end of this, you want to hit Shift 1 for an exclamation point, Shift A for a capital A, lowercase pp. We're going to hit Save As. I'm going to save it on my desktop. I recommend you do the same, and you just want to name this. I'm going to name mine Tutorial, and just go ahead and hit Save. Alright, you can close that, and you see now we have a Tutorial PS1. That's the command. It's going to open up the sim and inject reshade. Okay, so now what you want to do is, in order to run this now, and if you want reshade to be working, you're going to have to right click on this, run with PowerShell. And you see, waiting for the sim to open, injecting reshade. So let's give it a second, let it load up real quick, and then I'll try to get on with the tutorial. I'm trying to make this a little bit shorter than the last one because the last one was kind of draggy, a little groggy, but there's just it's not complicated if you're watching the tutorial, but I don't want to make this a 40-minute video like the last one was, so I'm trying to hurry up a little bit. So bam, there you guys go. See Reshade 4.91, the most recent release. Alright, so now what you guys want to do by default for Reshade to open, the window, the Reshade window tab, whatever you want to call it, is set to the home button on your keyboard. So when you hit that, you'll get this. You just want to hit skip tutorial, and we're going to want to change that. So you just want to go to settings, and right here where it says overlay key, set that to whatever button you want to open up the Reshade tab. I'm going to hit 7. That's all you need to do. And right now we don't have any effects installed right now. But you, in order, like if you want to toggle on to off, on, off, off, on, whatever you want to call it, you want to set a key, you can make one. I'm going to make mine 6. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to close this down. I'm going to close the sim down. Alright, now there's a few more things that we got to do. Now that we open that ran it once, we're going to have a couple new files. Go back to the drive that you have all these folders on, right, that we made. Go into the Reshade UWP folder, and we're going to have a Reshade Ini folder now, or file I should say. We're going to want to open that up. Alright, so we're going to have to edit a couple things in here. Right there where it says effects search paths, excuse me, we're going to, after the equal sign, you're going to want to erase the period backslash, and you're going to want to go into the Reshade UWP folder once again. Go into the shaders folder that we copied and pasted earlier. Right click to the right of shaders, or just click I should say. Copy. Go back into here. Paste. One more thing. We're going to want to go, just hit the back button. We're going to want to go into the textures folder now. Click to the right of that. I'm going to right click, copy. And right here where it says texture search paths, equal sign, period, backslash, just go ahead and erase once again the period backslash. Right click, paste. We're going to go to file and save. You can close that. Let me open up the sim one more time. So once again, to run the script, just right click on it, run with PowerShell. Alright, so now when we open up the sim, we'll actually have effects in there, instead of it being blank like it was moments ago. Alright, so give it a second, let this load up. Alright, so if I hit 7 to toggle the overlay, now you see we have all these effects. Okay? So now, to get the other effects installed, this is what you're going to have to do. Go to settings, and right this little plus sign right here, under the effects search paths, which is the shaders folders, you want to hit the plus sign. You want to double click on that top line where it's just a folder and 2 dots. You want to find that reshade folder that we made. You want to go into whichever one you want to do first. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do the first one. So we'll go into Blue Sky Defender, and you want the shaders folder. Just go ahead and hit select. And where it says textures search paths, you want to go ahead, hold on, the sim's opening up so it's kind of laggy. So give me a second. Alright, so like I said, do that one. The effects search paths, that's your shaders folder. And for the texture search paths, we're going to hit the plus sign, double click up there, we'll go to Reshade, and we're still doing the ashtray effect, so we're going to double click, but this time instead of the shaders folder, we want the textures folders, or folder I should say, sorry, and just hit select. Okay, so with that one installed, I'll show you guys that it's working now. We're just going to go to home, and then you just want to hit reload. And now we have those effects, including all the default reshade ones. So I know one, for example, that comes in that repository is blooming HDR. Hold on, Sim's still loading. I think it may have crashed on me. I'm trying to do too much when it was loading and stuff. Alright, there we go. It finally caught itself. Blooming HDR. There it is. You can see it's working. Now if I hit my toggle effect key, bam, you see? Alright, this tutorial is not going to be a, showing you exactly what to do as far as down here. This is all the stuff you can edit. There's tons of stuff. Okay, you see, you can edit all of this stuff. You can reset the default. Just hit yes. Alright, that's one of them. Alright, so we're going to just install the other things real quick, okay? So we're going to go back to settings. We're going to hit the plus sign again under effects search paths. Double click on the top one. Find your reshade folder where you put your zip folders, and we'll do the FX shader one this time. Remember, effects is your shaders path. Go ahead and click on the shaders, hit select, go ahead under texture search paths, you want to hit the plus sign, double click, find the reshade folder, FX shader master, now you want the textures folder. Alright, we'll go home again once more, just hit reload, and now those effects are in there, okay? So we're going to do one more, the other one that we downloaded. We'll go back to settings, plus, double click, find your reshade folder, and we want the Quint master. Okay, double click. Now notice this one doesn't have a textures folder, so you don't have to worry about it. You're just going to do the textures. Hit select. Go back home, reload, and now we'll look for one that's in that repository. And I know it's our Marty McFly. It's a really good one. It's called Lightroom. So we'll just go ahead and we're going to select it, and we'll hit that little X right there. Okay, but so now let's just put on Blooming HDR, and we'll hit active to top. So now that we selected Lightroom a few seconds ago, and we have Blooming HDR on. All right. So check me out. Right now you have those. You just activated those, right? We're gonna make a preset for the sim. All you need to do, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and just hit enter. And now we have a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 preset. But we want the Blooming HDR, and we want the Lightroom. Okay? There's tons of other ones, guys. You just mess with what you want. Another nice one's colorfulness. You can adjust this. That's like, that's whatever. Very vibrant, but you might like that. There's other stuff you can edit. Like I said, this tutorial ain't gonna show you, how to do everything, but it's gonna get it installed for you. But I want to give you guys some baseline though, a good foundation. Okay, so we're just gonna hit reload one more time. But we have these two selected right here, Blooming HDR and Lightroom. Now Lightroom will allow you to adjust. If you go down here, you'll be able to see the names, like you see Blooming HDR effects, and these are all the settings for that particular preset or effects. And if you scroll down a little more, you'll see the next one, Quint Lightroom. But the Lightroom one will allow you to adjust per color hue and exposure and saturation and stuff. So if you want to just mess with the blue, you can just mess with the blue. You can turn the blue up. You see how everything blue is changing now on the screen? Okay. If you want to change everything that's red, which there's not much but right there, you can go ahead and change that. As you can see, if you pay close attention, it's changing in the background. But that's a nice one. Blooming HDR, Lightroom. What's another one, guys? Clarity. Which you can tell that kind of makes it more detail. It's kind of a sharpening filter, um, but it's kind of not at the same time. But it really looks good. Like I said, just mess with these settings inside. Figure out what you guys like. It's personal. It's preference. What I like, the next man or woman is not gonna like. Okay, so that's how you get everything installed. That's how you download the repositories. Go ahead and download some more and get them installed and see what you guys like, what you don't like, and just, try to make the game look as best as possible. I will tell you that some of these effects do have minimal impact on FPS. Okay, I've noticed playing around that I've gotten up to like 4 FPS. But if I'm in 1080p, I'm getting 80, 90 frames. It really doesn't bother me too much. You know what I mean? Um, but go ahead and experiment. Um, Lightroom, Clarity, Lumen HDR, Lightroom, Clarity. Another good one to mess around with. Vibrance is kind of the same as colorfulness, but it'll allow you to just kind of change the vibrance of stuff. Uh, so if you just hit active at the top, it'll show you all those ones. Okay. Um, what else? Like I said, clarity, we already have that one. But there's a whole bunch of, a whole bunch of, excuse me, different ones in here, guys. So like I said, just, go ahead and experiment. Figure out what you guys like. There's tons of them in here. There's a whole bunch of different sharpening ones. There's anti-aliasing ones. There's there's stupid ones like night vision, which I don't want to necessarily say it's stupid, but obviously you're not going to want to use that in this game. But maybe you do, and if you do, there it is. There's nostalgia. There's a whole bunch. There's cartoon ones. Where is it at? There it is. This kind of makes everything look sketchy. There's a chroma key one. There's tons of them, guys. Just go ahead and experiment. Make your sim look better. Um, But that's it as far as how to get it installed, how to change stuff. Once again, if you want to change your overlay key, which is the toggle key for the reshade overlay, just go to settings and just, click inside this box right here. And then, but yeah, so once again, just go to your settings if you want to change your overlay key. And I have mine as 7, so that'll toggle this right here, the overlay. And then for the effects, I have it as 6. So if I come out here and hit 6, well, let me change one to make it real belligerent. Go to home. Oh, I don't even have any on. So let me change one to make it real bright real quick. So let's just turn this up. Oh, there we go. So if I come out here and I hit 6, and see now that's gonna toggle the effects, everything that you have, and you can just only do one, or you know what I mean? Um, or whatever ones you have installed. If you have all these installed, it's going to toggle all of them. See? But that's how you guys get Reshade installed in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Windows Story Edition. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope it wasn't too lengthy. Um, but hopefully you guys got it working. I try to make it as easy as possible. I try to, try to go through every little detail with you guys. So hopefully you guys got it up and running. Um, just once again, you gotta be logged on as an administrator. Um, Lightroom, Lumen HDR, Clarity, Vibrance. There's a few other ones. Just go ahead and experiment. Showed you guys how to make a preset. Hit the plus sign, name it. Showed you guys how to install the extra or well, I guess yeah, the extra repositories for Reshade. Showed you guys how to get Reshade installed. So now all you guys got to do is, just go out there, experiment with the different effects to make your sim look better. It's all personal preference. Um, you know, just enjoy making it look as best as possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to hit me down below in the comment section. Unfortunately, I had a YouTube account that I actually was starting to get a good amount of subscribers and starting to, communicate with my community. I had that account was hacked. Still in the process of trying to get it back. So this is a fresh YouTube account. But I will respond if you guys have any questions and stuff like that. But that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it once again, and have fun making your tutorial look good. Stay safe in this time. What's going on in the world right now? It's crazy. Stay safe. Take care of yourself, and be easy. Until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Enjoy.